Welcome to our word and alphabet games of ABC OI. These are very popular with parents, teachers, and kids of all ages. ABC OI is the companion word and alphabet card games to 1, 2, 3 OI. The deck contains 120 cards. There are 105 cards with a letter and a number from 1 to 9 for scoring purposes, 5 wild OI cards, and 10 blank cards, which you can use for unique language letters, extra vowels, hyphens, and apostrophes. There are 8 games in ABC OI, and they are very adaptable to age and ability levels. The games in ABC OI are very similar to the games in 1, 2, 3 OI. For example, in Quad OI, in 1, 2, 3 OI, you would get 4 cards and a target number. Here you would get 4 letters, which you would try to combine to spell the largest word you can. You can use, for example, 2 letters and spell or. However, that means these 2 cards would go to your opponent, who would get an additional 4 cards and thus have a better chance of spelling a larger word. You can also spell oil, which would just leave you with the R, or you could spell roll. So you see, not only does it help your spelling ability, it also increases your vocabulary. So I've used these 4 cards, then the next 4 cards would go to my opponent. Occasionally, the cards come out all consonants, which means that those 4 cards would come back to me, and I would get 4 additional cards. And it would go from there. I could spell sun, for example, or suit, S-U-I-T. It just depends on your vocabulary and your spelling ability as to how large of a word you can spell. Slap Spell OI is very similar to Slap Match OI in 1, 2, 3 OI. Each player gets 9 cards. If you're playing with smaller children, younger children, you can give them 7 cards or 5 cards, depending on how much they can hold in their hands. Now, you look at your letters and turn over the top card, which will be our target letter, and you race to spell the biggest word you can using that target card and the cards in your hand. So we have an E, and I can spell OI, tone, T-O-N-E. So I would get these cards. I would replace the 3 cards that I used from my hand, and then once I was ready, I would turn over the new card. So now we have an N.
10.
Okay.
Oi.
Now you can make this harder or easier depending on the level of players. For example, for younger players, and especially if you're playing with a mixed group, the younger players can spell a word of 2 letters or more. Older players would need to spell letters of 3 or more or 4 or more. And you can also play it where it's the person who spells the longest word. So it's very highly adaptable. We'll try it one more time.
Okay. Cat.
Okay. Flash OI is a very simple card game. What you do is have the dealer turn over cards, and the object of the game is to spot a word of 3 letters or more, which, if you spot it, you yell OI. For example, I would say OI because there's ride, but prior to that there was red.
Mm-hmm.
So those letters would come to me, and the dealer would send out more letters until we found another Here's another oi, where ran, R-A-N. So it can be a very easy game for younger students. And again, you can make it a word of 4 letters or more, 5 letters or more, just as long as you keep it consistent throughout the game. So we have gay, and that's Flasher.